Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time now to check in with Bulldog men's basketball, and joining us on the show is forward Reece Hazelton. Reece, thanks so much for being on the show with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Obviously a very good season for you guys. Congratulations on making it all the way to the Elite Eight. What was that experience like for you as a player?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. We obviously have goals throughout the year, and that's one of our goals is to win the region and make that Elite Eight. And just to be able to do that with the group of guys that we had, I know that we had a great time. And even though maybe the Elite Eight, the game didn't go as the way we wanted to, it was still a great time, great season, and really couldn't have asked for much more.
Talk about that Minnesota State team that you guys played in the Elite Eight. Of course, you gave them a really competitive game, but they just played some extremely good basketball.
Yeah, they shot the ball really well. They made some open shots against our press, which is always tough. And then also just like, it seemed like at one point, I think in the second half, we cut it to about 10 points or so, and felt like maybe our run was coming as we've had a lot of comebacks for some reason this year. We were down at half a lot and came back and won, but yeah, I mean, they're just a really good team. Obviously, they won it all, and that shot to win it all was pretty cool they had, but hats off to them. They were obviously a really good team, the 1 seed for a reason, and I think we gave them a good fight, and yeah, that game just didn't go the way we wanted to, I guess.
You talked about the comebacks that your team had to put together in the NCAA tournament, also in the GLIAC tournament. Talk about the resiliency of this particular group of guys and what that says about the program.
Yeah, I mean, I guess first, like I think Coach Bronx has said it before, but it wasn't our plan to be down at half, even though it seemed to work out in our favor quite a bit. But I guess we just always knew that our run was coming. I think in both the GLIAC tournament games up in the UP and maybe 2 of the 3 region games, we were down at half or maybe even double digits. And I think as a group, we just always would talk about that it's not over, our run's coming, and we just had a lot of trust in each other that we'd make the big shots when needed to.
Of course, you weren't just down in Evansville to play a basketball game. You also had some other cool experiences. You got to hang out with some veterans on the day before, a nice banquet. Talk about the overall experience outside of just playing in that basketball game.
Yeah, I thought the NCAA did a good job of having us out there and keeping us busy. We were able to meet with the veterans, which was really cool. Got to hear some really nice stories and connect with them. And then the banquet was just a good time. We got to listen to a really good speaker who was pretty motivational, gave us some good info and some life lessons to be learned, and yeah, it was a really good time. We had a lot of fun together down in Evansville and got some good food, so that was fun.
When you look back on this season in totality, of course, a great postseason run for you, but what do you think was the big strength or the thing that maybe this team did really, really well?
I think we just kind of stayed the course kind of the entire year. We had a lot of injuries this year, including myself. Deshaun was hurt for a while. Felt like at some point pretty much everyone was hurt a little bit that was in that rotation, and I think just like everyone growing into the role that they did. Jimmy Scholler came on at the end of the year, which was really awesome. Amari, Ben, Ethan, everyone was great. Veas had a great run in the GLIAC tournament, and I think everyone just kind of, once we all got healthy and all came back, we all just bought into winning, and that's all we wanted to do. So I mean, that's what ended up happening at the end of the season. We were able to call ourselves the GLIAC tournament champs and the region champs.
When you talk about guys being in and out of the lineup with some injuries, and of course for you, you played a lot of games with different lineups. Are there any sort of unique challenges as a player when you're playing alongside different guys every game?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to it just because we have like a 10 to 11 man rotation typically. But yeah, it's definitely challenging. I know it was challenging for Bronx to be able to get that lineup in and out, changing all the time, find rotations. But I think just being able to play with each other, we had a lot of guys that could play with each other in different ways, and people were pretty versatile in that sense. And I think that just practicing together, playing a lot, being with each other in the summer, all that kind of stuff, kind of just made that easy for us.
When you talk about coming back from an injury, what does it take in season to battle through some nagging injury to get back on the court late in the year, even in your case?
Yeah, it was really hard for me personally. I mean, I really haven't ever had an injury that's had me out for more than 1 or 2 games. And it was tough. It was tough because we were going through some struggles in that time. I mean, I was out. Delapo was kind of in and out with a back injury. Deshaun was just coming back. So it definitely took us some time to get used to it, and it was kind of frustrating to watch just because it was so inconsistent at those times. But Yeah, it was good to get back. I was glad that I was able to come back and just impact in any way I can, and even if that was just playing a couple minutes here and there, just to help us, if I could do anything to help us win, that was kind of the goal.
Now that the season is over, the work is obviously not done for you. What are some things that you're going to be trying to work on in the off season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is getting back healthy. Even though I did finish out the season, I was still kind of playing with a little bit of an injury. So right now, I'm kind of just working on getting back healthy, trying to get back on the floor and being 100% for next year. And then really it's just kind of like trying to maintain what I did and then just try to add a few more little things here and there, whether that's ball handling, shooting, all that kind of stuff. I know that as a team, we want to get better defensively. We had some moments where we struggled in that this year. So work on defensively as a team. But yeah, just trying to get gelled. There's going to be a new group of guys. We lose quite a few seniors and guys, so just kind of getting used to playing with each other and see where it goes.
You mentioned those seniors. Talk about how impactful they were for not only the program, but also maybe for you as a player.
Yeah, I mean, for the program, it was amazing. I mean, we've had Ben, 6th year, Veas has been here since I've been here. Amari and Delapo came in last year, and then Jack and Deshaun came in this year, and it seemed like everyone all had one common goal, and that was to win, no matter what. It seemed like this year's team, more than I've had at Ferris, cared about just the team's goals over their individual goals, and I feel like that helped us out a lot.
When you look at your specific role on the team for next year, you'll be a leader of this team, a returner with a lot of experience, tournament experience as well. How do you see your role maybe growing or changing going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that I want to just be the leader for the young guys. We're going to have some guys that maybe haven't played as many minutes, but will be ready for next year, and anything I can do to help them out, make them feel comfortable on the floor, any questions they have for me and what it's like, because, I mean, I have played in quite a few games here now, and yeah, I'm just going to try to be the best leader and do whatever we can to win. That's kind of always been my mantra, I feel, here at Ferris, is I don't need to score a ton of points to impact the game, but if it needs to be that, I can do that as well. So just whatever I can do to help us win.
As we wrap up here, maybe what should Bulldog fans be expecting from your team next year?
I think next year's team is going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to be running up and down a lot, shooting a lot of threes, and I think you should expect us to be better defensively. I think we're gonna grow in that facet quite well.
Well, Reece, thanks so much for the time. Good luck with your rehab and off-season work, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the floor next season.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks to you for tuning in to this episode of Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Brody Kaiser. As a reminder, you can follow FerrisStateBulldogs.com online to stay up to date with all the action. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great week.